Julio Cuevas lived on Carmen 13, which was the place to live as a freshman at Columbia University. He had the good fortune of living down the hall from Paul Kuharsky. We became lifelong friends at this stage. I had a view of the George Washington Bridge. He had a view of Frat Row. A lot less exciting. He's now a lawyer in New York City and an annual member of the Las Vegas Trip. Q, how you doing?
Good.
He goes by Q. You guys may call him. May they call you Q?
Sure. Can I call you Kohai?
You can call me Kohai.
Oh, wow.
So we have
very
not...
close.
We
He's
have
very
not,
inside baseball.
It's been a long time.
We have not told the entire story, and I thought it would be best if you told the entire story from your perspective.
Especially as an attorney. We're going to get
They're trusting you a little bit more.
measured attorney description of what happened.
Well, I'll start with Paul Kuharsky got kicked out of a casino. It was Treasure Island. The dealer screwed up the hand, and we wanted to get our money back and just say let's call it a do-over. But she paid out a blackjack, so she wanted that money back. And that's when Paul took a stand and said that's unfair. He shouldn't have to pay his money back. You paid him out, leave him alone. That brought over the pit boss.
This was a guy I did not know.
Yeah, did not. He was protecting a random stranger. And the guy they brought over the pit boss, and the pit boss says, no, she had a blackjack, so you have to give the money back, sir. Then, again, Kohai took another stand and said, that's crazy, I want to talk to your boss. So then here comes over the shift manager, and the shift manager comes over and says, no, she had a blackjack, you lose, sir, hand over your money. I think it was like $7 or something.
$7.50.
$7.50 extra that he won.
And this was to the third-party person you
this
guys
is
didn't
the
know.
big
Third-party
boss, the shift
person,
man.
yes. A complete stranger. Paul does two things. He loves justice, he protects justice, and he gets in people's faces. So here comes the shift manager. He's getting ready to go into his face. Shift manager says, no, that's it. You got to give the money back. And that's when Paul says, that's crazy. That's douche-like behavior. The shift manager goes, what did you call me? And he said, I didn't call you anything. This was douche-like behavior. Now you can make him pay his money back when it was your place's mistake. And the guy says, if you don't like it, you can take your money and go. And Paul goes, no, I'm going to stay right here. And the shift manager goes, no, you're taking your money and you're going. So now our other friend's trying to keep everyone calm, and now the guy who has to give his money back, he's angry, his friend's angry. Kohai's arguing with the guy. There's a lot of discussion about what I didn't call you a douche. I just said it was douche-like behavior. Those are two separate things. A person can be a douche and you're a douche, but a good person can sometimes exhibit douche-like behavior. That's what you're doing now. And then we had to leave.
No justice, no peace.
And then we tried to get as fast as we could to other casinos before they sent his picture around.
Is it okay, counselor, if I cross-examine the witness here?
Yeah, please.
Okay. How many drinks had PK had at this point?
People don't count drinks in Vegas.
It was early.
It was early
in the afternoon? Or
I'd had a couple screwdrivers.
It was early in the morning, yeah. Maybe at most two. Two screwdrivers.
Breakfast
so he's wasted. Did you have to say, so I had a couple of screwdrivers, what of it?
No, because in Vegas, you start drinking and you maintain a certain level. You never bombed. You're just always kind of buzzed.
Right, okay. Now, what was the volume of PK when he was arguing?
I don't know how well you guys know him.
Very well.
So then that it goes and it starts off softly. And by softly, not that softly, and then just escalates from there, and then it gets very high. It's like, you're wrong. That's douche-like behavior. that kind of stuff. So it got high, and it happened 3 times because it was the actual dealer, then the pit boss, and the shift manager. So
I think we all agree that Paul was probably in the right as far as his stance on it.
Yes, we all said, at the very least, you could take our money, but you paid him out. He should keep it.
Let me ask you this though, Mr. Cuevas.
Yes.
If you were the pit boss or the shift manager, if Paul was coming at you that way, a stranger, with his tone, with the high pitch yelling and everything else, would you have been defensive as well?
Objection!
I would. I probably would have been a little defensive, yes. But, it's tough. I've known him now for so long and I probably was. I was probably like that shift manager 25 years ago. But now it's Paul. That's what he does.
This guy,
that's what he does. He fights for justice, and he gets in people's faces.
This guy said, the shift manager, he said, this is my game. This is not your game. To us, the people playing the game.
He did say that. And then Kohai said, no, this is not your game.
I thought it was Blackjack's, Mr. Blackjack's game.
Did you say that to him?
What was
Yes.
Oh, Mr. Blackjack, nice to meet you.
Yes.
I should have said
Is
that. I
your
don't think
first
I
name
was-
Black? Is your last name Jack?
Is
I don't
this
know.
is this James Blackjack of the famous Blackjack family?
What was the dealer's reaction?
The dealer was very, very quiet. I think she realized, she did screw up, and she just stood there and kind of like smiled and, just waited for this to play out.
How nice of a place is Treasure Island? I've never been.
It used to be, pretty cheesy and bad, and now it's less cheesy and bad.
How many people escorted you out of the building?
No,
How many? There were like 6 pirates. I don't know.
Swashbucklers.
Was that Sword Point?
We were not escorted out of the building. Now, I told these gentlemen they could also open to a few other questions about my past, which is
Ooh, what do you wanna
we
know?
talk about sometimes.
What's the
here.
most uncomfortable you've been around Paul in an
how
argument?
much time do I have?
Most uncomfortable you've been with Paul in an argument?
If I was involved, Treasure Island, maybe?
Yeah.
This is number one?
Treasure Island, was it recently, in the last 24 hours?
How difficult was Paul to get along with in college? Especially for someone just meeting him.
That was a delight.
He was not easy to get along with. I think most people who met him early on, way back then, said that they had to meet him and hang with him a couple times before they can say, okay, he's a good guy.
Do you know Tina Gianquitto?
Yes.
Oh, can you get her on this show?
I don't know her that well.
She's been non-responsive. There's been some Facebook conversation, and they think that we had a big relationship. I told them I just went on one date with her, and it didn't go well.
Have you ever witnessed PK in a physical altercation? Have you
No.
seen him punched in the
We
head?
haven't either.
No,
walking away.
I have not seen him punched in the head.
Though we were debating that Q and I had a physical fight at some point, which
I think
I don't remember.
think way back when, after a few screwdrivers, I think we pushed each other around.
And
But I didn't punch you in the head.
now these guys, the people are really roll the wax on this one because people are going to be shocked by this. These guys concluded. Now I was with Q, Cameron, and Kieran, my 3 very best friends from college. They concluded, Derek was not there. They concluded that I was denouncing New Jersey. Tell them about this.
He was denouncing New Jersey. Here's the thing. Now, when you get to the casinos, and most every place where you go on vacation, you start talking to somebody like, hey, where are you from? What do you do? That kind of thing. When you ask, you ask myself, I'm like, oh, I'm from New York. You ask my buddy Cameron, he's like, oh, I'm California, grew up in Spain. You ask Paul now, and it's like, oh, Nashville. And we're like, what? Like, you're all about Jersey. It's all Jersey, Jersey, Jersey. So now, we're like, you can't do that. You can't renounce New Jersey and say you're from Nashville.
See, I don't think they're
PK
asking
officially
me.
a Southerner.
I don't think they're asking me where I'm from. Like when I ask somebody where they're from, I don't say, "Hey, where were you born? Where did you grow up?" Where you're from means where did you come here from?
No,
Where are you?
they want to know you're from Nashville. They say, where do you live?
Yeah, I
But they,
agree.
where do you live? Where
I'm
you're
with Q
from
on
is
this.
we're
I'm
talking
with Q
about.
on this.
We're talking about like your formative years.
Now there was a song these brothers at Columbia when we were undergrads, the Dubay brothers,
Oh, jeez.
D-U-B-A-Y. They wrote a song to Columbia Cold Medina, like to
Funky
Medina.
Cole Medina.
And to this day, the 4 of us debate whether in the song they called in Dean LaHecca or they called him Dean LaHecca. Over this one word, him or in, we debate. And we
It's a
still
good
did not
debate.
resolve it. We
It's a
still
good
did not
debate.
resolve it.
Which
All
is why the Treasure Island story is so good, because they give us another 25 years of talking about it.
Any further comments you want to offer, either throwing me under the bus or supporting me?
No. I supported you at Treasure Island by leaving because I had no choice, and I support you now.
Just how bad was Paul with the ladies in college?
He wasn't that bad. He was okay. He was all right.
Was it
Only-
similar to
only
other
a-
guys getting
only
along
a-
with him? You had to like
Only a
hang out
couple
with
of
him?
them. Only a couple of them punched him in the head. I think they had to like hang out with him for a little bit.
I didn't do that well. That's why I
It took
didn't
a
get a
while.
second. See, Tina Gianquitto, if she just gave me the second date, I could have started to sway her, but you had to get to the second date. Q and I once, by the way, we went on a double date with 2 lovely ladies. And we said going in that we were going to split the tab. And so
That
we
is
get
true.
in, and Q orders the most expensive thing on the menu after I ordered.
I didn't say any-
I ordered something reasonable.
You got like a piece of bread and water or something. I don't know.
And then
I
Q
didn't-
got
we-
filet mignon.
I got a steak sandwich. We didn't talk about what we were going to get.
Yeah.
We
And
didn't talk.
I got shafted on the bill at that one, and Q makes it up on things like this. How many free hot dogs did you eat this weekend?
A lot. They weren't that good, but a lot.
What was the price?
Free.
Very reasonable.
Yes.
Well, you're the first of my friends to make it on the show. I don't know if a second one's ever going to make it,
I'm honored.
but we tweeted that you were coming on, so I'm sure a lot of people were listening. Thank you for the boost in numbers.
No problem.
It's weird talking to you in these circumstances.
It is. It's a little odd.
A little odd. little formal. Not enough F-bombs.
Yeah. Well, you told me it was a family show.
It is. Yes.
It is a family show.
F stands for family.
Yeah,
Julio Cuevas, friend him on Facebook. Oh, he's not. You're not on Facebook. Follow him on Twitter. What's your Twitter address, Julio?
I think it's just Julio Cuevas Jr. or something.
The conventional spelling.
I don't really tweet.
We know. Thanks for coming on, pal.
All right, man. I'll talk to you.